Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. When thinking of mental illness, most people begin with a thought of a patient in a hospital bed, but it's far more prevalent and outreaching than that. It includes the famous faces of people like astronaut Buzz Aldrin, comedian Roseanne Barr, former football player Terry Bradshaw, actor Marlon Brando, actor Jim Carrey, and even former President Calvin Coolidge. Even Beethoven and actress Catherine Zeta-Jones both suffer from bipolar disorder. Those notable names are well known, but to me, mental illness comes in the name of Mary Helen, my mother, and a sufferer of depression. To understand mental illness, we first must know what it is. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, mental illness is a term that refers to collectively all the diagnosable mental disorders. Mental disorders are health conditions characterized by alterations in thinking, mood, or behavior. In contrast, to be mentally healthy means you're in a state of successful performance of mental function resulting in productive activities, fulfilling relationships with other people, and an ability to adapt to change and cope with adversity. Mental illness includes many types of diseases, and according to the Diagnosable and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders by the American Psychiatric Association, there are 20 categories, including neurodevelopmental disorders, which come in the form of child-onset fluency disorder, aka a stutter, ADD, ADHD, and hyperactivity, schizophrenia and other psychotic disorders, bipolar and related disorders, depressive disorders, anxiety disorders, including panic attacks, phobias, and social anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorders, trauma and stressor disorders, and many others. Knowing about mental illness is one thing, but experiencing it in real life is another. When thinking on mental illness, most people, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, anthropologists studying other cultures or civilizations have always found people who suffer from mental illnesses. 450 million people worldwide suffer from mental illnesses. 1 in 4 families worldwide are likely to have one member suffer from a mental disorder. Worldwide, 5.8% of men and 9.5% of women will experience a depressive episode in a 12-month period. And by 2020, depression will be the second highest leader in the global burden of disease, according to the World Health Organization. Even though mental illness is seen throughout the world, it is more prevalent in America. Mental illness is an epidemic in America. 1 in 4 Americans will experience mental illness in a given year, which totals up to be 61.5 million of those 450 that suffer from mental disorders. 1 in 17, which is 13.6 million of people in America, live with a serious mental illness like schizophrenia, major depression, or bipolar disorder. In comparison, 26% of Americans suffer from mental illnesses in 2011, while only 4 to 5% did in China and Nigeria. With this increased percentage, Americans also spend more on healthcare to the mentally ill at $193 billion. It might seem scary to think of the millions of mentally ill around the world, but they are not all scary, which is why it's important to be informed. Mental illness has been and will always be part of culture. Mental illness varies and includes many different diseases, each with its own symptoms. When thinking of mental illness, our concepts of what it means needs to be broadened. Mental illness is all around us, and yes, it includes those scary locked away people in a mental institution, but also people like singer Sheryl Crow, golfer John Daly, singer Janet Jackson, singer Billy Joel, and actress Ashley Judd, and even former President Abraham Lincoln, who all suffer from depression. Thank you. Oh, I can hang it again. So
1,
2,
3, 4,
5, 6,
7, 8.
All right. Thanks.